Hey everybody, welcome to a Mortgage Coach training experience. Today we are going to show you how to get more referrals from your current real estate agents and how to actually convert those referrals that you get faster. My name is Dave Savage. I'm CEO of Mortgage Coach. I have joining me on today's training Mr. Anthony Sabala, our National Account Director. Good morning, Anthony.
Good morning, Dave, and hello, Mortgage Coach community. Happy to be here.
All right, so let's walk you through some ideas. So our goal is Mortgage Coach equals +1 or +2. And the +1 or +2 basically stands for if you're closing less than 50 loans, we're going to help you close 1 extra loan a month. That's 12 extra loans a year. If you're closing 100 or more loans, we're going to help you close 2 extra loans, 24 loans a year. Couple different ways in which we drive those results. It's improved conversion on all your referrals. And today we're going to talk about how to get more referrals from your actual agents. So I built today's conversation around interviews that I've done with super successful loan officers who are either closing over 100 loans, some of them are closing over 500 loans a year as teams. And so I've taken those interviews, I've got the scripts taken out of them, the checklist of success, the best practices, and we're going to share it here today. So we're going to start with this concept of how do I reduce rate shopping? How do I maximize my conversion? And how do I maximize the referrals I get from agents? So that's what today's call is all about. I have interviewed some of the most successful realtors in the history of this business, and I interview a top realtor at least once a month, and we're going to be sharing what they want and how you as a mortgage coach can deliver what they want to get more business. So let's start with price. They don't want price. You know, families don't want price. They want advice. They want value. They want you to they want their decision to be made more effectively by how you use Mortgage Coach and technology, whether that's a first-time home buyer going, should I keep renting or should I buy? They want your help. Net it out. Help them figure out how to make the right decision and have a more confident decision, whether they're coming into your office, whether you're meeting them in person, whether you're meeting them in a coffee shop. We want you as a mortgage coach to help net it out for the family in a way that's a competitive differentiator. And when you are meeting with a realtor, in this call right now, we're going to show you how the best loan officers in America, what questions they ask agents, how they take the answers to those questions and say, hey, let me show you how I improve conversion rate. Let me show you how I create urgency with your first-time home buyers and your move-up buyers. We're going to talk about all of that today. Also, while we're not going to go deep on this today, Mortgage Coach and the total cost analysis is great at open houses. It helps get more leads at open houses. And remember, this is all about how to get more referrals out of the agents you have today. So this is a strategy that we'll talk about in high level, but we'll give you some homework assignments to get it in more detail. So with that said, I'm going to hand it off to Anthony. He is going to show you the Mortgage Coach consumer experience. Think of this as the total cost analysis. And we'll walk through how you would have this conversation with agents. Anthony? Anthony, I'm not hearing you.
Okay, how about now? Can you see my screen?
I cannot see your screen yet, and now I see your screen.
Perfect. Thanks, Dave. Hello, everyone. So as we get into the Mortgage Coach platform, I think it's incredibly important to note that Mortgage Coach helps you become a better salesperson simply in something that you're already doing today. You're already sending out mortgage quotes. You're already providing options and scenarios to customers. Mortgage Coach takes those scenarios and really helps you look like the trusted mortgage advisor. And so what I'm going to show you right now is what that experience looks like from your customer's perspective. So the customer will actually get a customized link from you. So you'll create a proposal for them and simply email or text message over their link. And so I'm going to walk you through what the iPhone experience would be. Just consider your customers all have smartphones. What better way to reach them than on a device that they carry with them 24/7? And so what you'll notice is I'm going to click on this link here, and it's going to drive me into the Mortgage Coach presentation. So I'm actually able to open this inside of the Mortgage Coach app, and it will actually drive me into a unique presentation for that customer. And so what actually is it showing here? The first thing you're going to notice is you have your compliance control here. It's a disclosure that you can have the customer click I understand. Once they do that, they'll be met with a video message. So this is for not just creating a gimmicky YouTube video. What this is really about is just helping you have an understanding of how you could provide a snapshot summary of the value you're giving to the customer. So they can watch it over and over again. The husband, the wife, the real estate agent, everybody involved in the transaction is going to be able to get your advice, not just from your quote, but actually from this video narration. So this is available in every proposal you create. And then in terms of what they're looking at, it's everything that you sell every day. Interest rate, loan amount, purchase price, cash to close. And what the Mortgage Coach team has done for the past 20 years is really focused on the value and the loan performance that you're providing the customer, not just the cost. And so you'll notice we can go into things like the breakdown of their payment, what will their property tax be, their hazard insurance, are they paying any mortgage insurance? And some customers resonate more with visuals. So we don't just give numbers, we give graphs and visual arithmetic for that person to understand quickly the value you're providing. So for some of you, you may have a specific focus of buyer, whether it's the first-time home buyer or maybe it's the move-up buyer, the jumbo buyer. Just understand that Mortgage Coach is a digital paintbrush, a dynamic system for you to go into vast number of scenarios, pretty much any scenario you do in your business now, and then Mortgage Coach is going to let you highlight to that customer what's most important. So things like principal paid over time, interest paid over time, even the ability to adjust this proposal from 5 years to 10 years to 2 years, whatever is going to motivate that customer to move forward. And then as far as calls to action and the ability for your customer to reach you, it's as easy as them clicking you, hitting your number, hitting your email, and moving through and contacting you. So Mortgage Coach, again, is not just price, as Dave mentioned. Think of it as the ability for you to take a mortgage scenario and show the loan performance and how it's going to benefit that customer. Back to you, Dave.
All right. So I want you to ask yourself a question right now. And this is a super important question that if you get nothing more today, you get clear on this. I want you to think, what level of relationship do you have with your agents currently? Are you level 1, where they trust you to keep your promises and close on time? By the way, if you're not level 1 relationship, you don't have any referrals or loans. That is the minimum level you need to be at to get referrals. Level 2 is where they believe that you'll improve their conversion. They believe that when they give you a renter, they're more likely to actually help that family buy a home. When they refer someone to you, they're not just referring them to you to get pre-qualified so you can close on time and keep promises. They're referring them to you because you will help improve conversion. That's level 2. And then level 3 is where everybody wants to get, which they believe level 1, they believe level 2, but they also believe that you're going to create urgency and clarity for that buyer so that they're going to buy not just faster, but think about it. In today's market, when you have a lot of bloated pre-qual funnels, because every house, there's three offers, 5 offers, 7 offers, you have a bloated pre-qual funnel, you need to create urgency and clarity. So when you get to this level 3 with your realtors, that's how you maximize referrals. So that's what I'm here to show you. That's what Anthony and I are here to show you, not just demo Mortgage Coach, but show you how to do that. So I'm going to showcase the Gaylord Hanson team. This is an interview I did a couple years ago. This is a mega team out of Southern California, closes well over 500 loans a month. They kill it, and these are their scripts. So when I interviewed them, I didn't just interview them on their strategies, I interviewed them on their scripts. Now their 5 strategies were, first, no surprise, their home buyer consultation is part of their core strategy. So when they meet with a realtor, they're like, hey, let me walk you through my home buyer consultation, how that creates urgency, how that creates conversion. Let me show you my down payment analysis. They've actually created a program called down payment analysis, counteroffer analysis, cross-qual analysis. In their market, there's a lot of VA loans, so they have a whole strategy around how they help VA families do a rent versus own. So I want to just focus right now in the borrower consultation, because if you can turn your borrower conversation into a competitive advantage, and by the way, when you meet with a realtor, whether you're meeting with them for 15 minutes at a Starbucks, or whether you bring them into your office and you have a 1-hour meeting with them, you got to have the scripts. You got to have a script that actually creates conversion and urgency. So I interviewed the Gaylord Hanson team. I also interviewed Josh Meadows' team, another mega team that has some of the absolute best scripts in the industry. By the way, both of these articles that you're seeing go across my screen right now, they are both in my LinkedIn profile. So if you go to my LinkedIn profile, you can read both of these articles. And there's actually links to the videos themselves. But I transcribe these. So if you're watching this, you're watching it on YouTube, you could put it on pause right now, and you could write down these scripts and make these scripts your scripts so that you've got a great conversation that creates conversion with realtors. I love in Josh's script here, that last line, the total cost analysis is going to make decision-making ridiculously simple for you. So, so, so powerful. And again, not only do we have scripts for borrowers, we have scripts for realtors, So this is a script, a conversation you could have with an agent so that, your borrower consultation absolutely creates urgency. And it's not you just saying it. It's like when you show it to them, they're like, oh, I can see how that would create urgency. So I'm going to hand it back to Anthony in just a second. Before I do that, I want to just show you an example of how fast a total cost analysis can be created. This is with our Optimal Blue integration. We've got over 40 different integrations in the marketplace. If you're using Optimal Blue, literally creating a total cost analysis is as simple as clicking a few buttons. You go, you get live pricing, there's a coach tab, you pick the loans that you want to send to a family, and then you click the Mortgage Coach button. So literally, in a matter of minutes, you could go from pricing out a loan to delivering an advice-based experience that's going to maximize realtor referrals. You grab that link like Anthony showed you early on. He showed you how to email it. Right here we're saying, hey, you could text that to the family. So whether you email it, you text it, now the family clicks on that link. If they click on it from an iPhone, they get an iPhone experience. They click on it from a desktop, they got a desktop experience. They click on it from an Android, they get an Android experience. And it's a live experience. You can move the numbers. So again, remember, the goal is not just getting the referral and converting the referral into a client for life. It's creating clarity and urgency. So with Mortgage Coach Total Cost Analysis, if you are not using the total cost analysis to create clarity and urgency, are you really creating clarity and urgency? In most cases, the answer is no. You may be delivering value, but you're not creating clarity and urgency. So before I go into this, the 5 questions you should ask at a realtor meeting, I'm going to hand it back to Anthony. Anthony, if you could log into the back end of Mortgage Coach on the mobile device and show folks how to edit it, how they can add a video to it, and then I'll come back and I'll share another story about Jeremy Forcier and another realtor strategy so that you can maximize your referrals with agents.
Great, perfect. So on the screen now, everyone, you should be seeing the Mortgage Coach presentation. You've got it both on the iPhone, and I've also got a web version because I think it's important for you to understand that Mortgage Coach is able to deliver the presentation in whatever format is necessary to reach the customer. So if that means their work computer or their home computer, or it means their smart device, Mortgage Coach is going to be able to get it to them. And what Dave just mentioned is the ability to do live controls. So this is much different than going back and forth making edits to a fees worksheet. Customer has a question about if I put 10% down instead of 5% down. With Mortgage Coach, just consider, because it's web-based, you have a lot of dynamic control. So whether it's being able to add narration so the customer gets a full understanding of what they're looking at, but even things like the live capabilities. So you'll notice I can highlight a part of the proposal, and what will happen is that highlight will also occur on the customer's presentation on their phone. So for many of you, when you're going through numbers with a customer, oftentimes, especially over the phone, making sure they understand exactly what you're talking about is key. And so Mortgage Coach allows you to highlight specific pieces of a presentation. Maybe you want to go into more detail about something that's important. Mortgage Coach allows you to do that. And so, again, I can't stress enough when you realize that Mortgage Coach is an extension of your sales advice, and we just look to improve something that you're already doing, and that's that quoting process. And so many of you are extremely busy. One of the things that Mortgage Coach does for you, every time a customer views a presentation, you get notified. You get notified that they looked at it. You'll know how long they looked at it for. You'll also know if they looked at it multiple times over the course of a few days, a week. Even if someone comes back to you 6 weeks later, you'll get notified that they viewed that presentation, even if you thought, you know, they disappeared on you. So if you'd like to just be extremely flexible, you can use the Mortgage Coach mobile app to control these presentations from your phone. So what does that look like? So from your phone, you can actually, there you go. From your phone, you can log right in. You can click on your list of clients. You'll notice that here is Karen Buyer. Everything that I'd like to control, edit, maybe it's a down payment change, maybe it's a closing cost change. With Mortgage Coach's mobile capability, I can be anywhere. I can be meeting with a realtor. I could be getting some coffee before I head to another meeting, and I have the ability with a click of a button to go into this presentation and edit anything I need to. So we are not trying to keep you tied to your desk. We know that you are great when you're out there closing business, talking to customers, and so one of the things we focused on is how can we put the power of the Mortgage Coach loan presentation in the palm of your hand. And so you notice this process is really straightforward. You go through and you basically build a presentation that you can email out to the customer. If you wanted to do things like a live walkthrough, you don't have to necessarily, again, be tied to your desk. So if I click on that presentation and I want to do live highlighting, with the click of my finger, I can highlight the FHA scenario. I can highlight the conventional scenario. So as I'm talking to that customer, I'm able to go into detail to discuss really what I think is most important for them. Even things like the video capability, you'll notice with the click of a button here, going back to that presentation, I have a video capability. I click video, now I can record that video. What if I need to send this to a realtor, or if I need to send it to someone else involved in the transaction? Again, we are not trying to spend a lot of time in this system. We want you to be effective at your time spent. So with the click of a button, I can click share, and now I can email, text, or send this out to someone who needs to see it. So just understand, the more you see Mortgage Coach, I like to explain it really as an iceberg of value. The more you dig into the community, the more you see what's possible with the platform, the more you can really get out of it. And so with that said, I'll throw it back to you, Dave.
Love it, Anthony. And I am going to grab the screen. If you could confirm you can see my screen. And we will tell a story here.
Now we can see it.
All right. Cool. So first you have to realize in Jeremy Forcier's case, again, top producer, closing over 130 million a year in volume, plus leading a region. So incredibly successful mortgage professional. His goal is not just to be trusted. His goal is for his agents to believe that they will get better conversion if they work with Jeremy. He will create urgency and value for all their buyers. So when he meets with a realtor, these are the 5 questions that he always asks. And if you listen to my interview, I think it was about a 14, 16-minute interview, you can listen firsthand how Jeremy asked these questions. And I do recommend, there's a lot of great interviews I have. This is one that I highly recommend that you watch. But where we get into how to create that clarity with the realtor, that you're a conversion machine, you create clarity and value, and you keep your promises. Typically, when you ask question 4, or a version of question 4, the realtor, it's always about communication. They're like, communication's important to me. I want proactive communication. If there's bad news, I want bad news. Always set great expectations with me. And then this is how Jeremy converts this into clarity with the realtor, that he creates urgency. He just acknowledges it with the agent that, communication is critical to me too. I'm huge on that. My team will keep you updated. I'll keep you updated. And let me walk you through my total cost analysis video so I can show you, give you an example of how I deliver value to your clients, how I communicate. He even goes on to say, I will CC you. You give me a client, I will get their purchase options. I'll CC you so you know exactly what I communicated to them. So the bottom line is he is transitioning from when he's meeting with that agent and they tell him how important communication is, he is transitioning into, let me show you how I communicate with every referral that you give me. Let me show you how that improves conversion and urgency. So huge value. I think we've shown you just a sample of all these features. And Anthony, when I throw it back to you, I want to make sure we really crush how to share a report. But hopefully at this point you realize that, you know, just showing graphs and charts is an advantage when it comes to creating clarity and conversion. Highlighting helps communicate more effectively with the client. Being able to share things on a mobile device is essential, and being able to use the video narrative feature. So again, we're here to provide you with scripts. In fact, another LinkedIn article I wrote, a great call I did with Tim Brahim, Danny Harani, and Jeremy Forcier, broke down 10 real-world scripts that they use in the marketplace. Highly recommend that you read this article. And like I said, we transcribed it. We spoon-feed you scripts that can help you upgrade your scripts so that you deliver a competitive advantage. And you can also listen to this video itself. So again, another great educational asset if the goal is to maximize, optimize the referrals you get from every agent. We're giving you the scripts, we're giving you the strategies, and part of that is using the total cost analysis at the point of sale with each and every client. So another story I want to tell, and then Anthony, I'm going to toss it back to you for some other thoughts on how to use our product, how to share it. I want to share a story that's it's going on 2 weeks old. John Downs, top loan officer in the Washington, D.C. market, another $100 million a year producer, new to MortgageCoach. He just started using MortgageCoach 45 days ago. Well, actually, probably 55 days. It's been 10 days since he told this story. And so he posted this on our Facebook group. So MortgageCoach Productivity Mastermind group is where this particular success story was shared. You can actually listen to this 2-minute video yourself. He actually shared what the agent had to say. One of his realtors actually responded. He calls the MortgageCoach his digital mortgage analysis, which I think that's a pretty cool term. I'm hearing a lot of loan officers use that right here, digital mortgage analysis. But this is what his realtor said. I'm super impressed by your materials, incredible stuff. So what did I do? I got John Downs on a call. We did an 18-minute interview, and he shared a lot of big ideas. Highly recommend you check out this video. But for today's call with Anthony, and we're going to wrap this up just in a few minutes, the big ideas that he shared was how he's wowing the agents when he CCs them with what he calls the digital mortgage analysis. We're going to talk in just a minute a little more about this, but he is sending the digital mortgage analysis to his pre-approval funnel. And he actually talks in the interview how, you know, he has call reluctance, but he feels a lot more confident about his call when he's given the total cost analysis. In this particular interview, he also talked about how he uses the total cost analysis with open houses. Of course, he calls that his digital market presentation. Love that. And then the last big idea in this particular call, this particular story, is the annual mortgage review. He talks about how he's using annual mortgage reviews to not only get more past customer business, but to get more referrals that he can give back to his agents. So Anthony, why don't you walk people through how to share everything, and then we'll wrap up today's call.
All right, perfect. Share my screen here. And so as I get into sharing the presentation, Dave's done a great job of really focusing on, for MortgageCoach, we try to make sure that you can go from an average experience, a commoditized experience, which is the fees worksheet, the LOS printout, and be able to go into, make sure my screen is showing, there we go, and really get into a live dynamic experience. And so that's really what we've been focusing on. You're going to find out that MortgageCoach provides a tremendous amount of sales training, sales best practices, so you don't just have cutting-edge technology, you've got great implementation approaches to go with it. And so Dave talked about different approaches, people like John Downs being able to use this at the pre-approval stage, as the annual mortgage review, as a way to serve clients that you've closed previously. And so this visual here, as I wrap today, I want to make sure you understand that there is a really endless approach that you can use with MortgageCoach. And so whether it's the ARM comparison, the FHA conventional, down payment comparisons, LPMI versus BPMI, refinance opportunity if it's still there for you, reno loans, points versus no points, even the cost of waiting, a great presentation right now to show somebody how right now is the great time to buy. Don't wait, because that will cost you significant buying power. And so that is what the total cost analysis can do, and take scenarios and help you explain them clearly to your customer. And so in summary, before I jump into sharing, just want to highlight again what the total cost analysis truly is. Hopefully this visual helps you. It's a simple interactive overview of loan options that's viewable on any device, smartphone, web, print. You can add visual representation with graphs, video narration, and ultimately show the customer not just a snapshot, not just the cost today, but how that loan performs for them over time. And so with that said, let's bring back right into that version I showed you on the mobile device. And I want you to consider all the scenarios that you quote. Some of you quote significant scenarios every single month. Some of them are repetitive. And so I want you just to know when you create an FHA versus conventional, or 5% down versus 20% down, with MortgageCoach, all those scenarios can easily be saved and shared. So that means if you've got a customer that you presented a FHA versus conventional scenario to, and 2 weeks later you get a new customer that you can create a scenario just like that for, without having to do a lot of work at all, you can use the MortgageCoach presentation and you can now duplicate that effort and easily get it out to the client. So something just like this, if I've built the presentation for the customer, I click on email, and now I can, just as easy as you see here, write it out to the customer. Here is your total cost analysis. Here is your 1, 2, 3 lending mortgage analysis, and you get it over to them. And remember, you're going to know that they viewed it. And this is not meant to be a time-consuming process. What we want you to be able to do is get in the system and quickly and easily get this to the customer. But remember, it doesn't have to just go to one person. Everybody involved in the transaction, the husband, the wife, the real estate agent, you can send the same link to everyone, and you're going to know when those individuals are looking at that presentation. So it's a very simple process. Just know that if you're a tech wizard or you need some technical assistance, the MortgageCoach support team is here to take you no matter what level you're at. You know, if you're good and you want to get to great, we can help you do that. If you're great and you want to become amazing, believe me, the members can show you. If you look at our community, you can see we can do that. And so whatever your goals are, whether it's 5 loans a month or 15, some of you even 25, MortgageCoach has a workflow, and we have the training resources to help you get this going ASAP. We don't want you to take 6 months to see results. We want you to see results in the first few days. And so you can do that with the MortgageCoach system. Just got to get on board. Just got to start creating presentations, and the results will speak for themselves.
Love it. Great job, Anthony. So let's go into wrap-up mode. First and foremost, I want to make sure everybody knows that you can create a total cost analysis in 5 minutes or less. I actually did a call with 5 top loan officers where each of them demoed their workflow and how they can close a loan in less than 5 minutes. If you're watching this on YouTube, I'm going to put a link to the Jeremy Forcier video. I'm going to put a link to the 5 Realtor strategies with the Gaylord Hansen team, and I'm going to put a link to this. So there is zero question that a total cost analysis can be delivered in 5 minutes or less, super easy. So also, we're seeing a lot of MortgageCoach loan officers that want to get more business from realtors. They're doing events, and I did a call with 3 top leaders in the industry. They all do home buyer events, and we talked about how to do a home buyer event and how to integrate MortgageCoach into your home buyer events. So again, another great idea, another great strategy, and a way to maximize realtor referrals. So we are absolutely dedicated to helping you close at least 1 extra loan, if not more than 2 extra loans every single month. So we're here to do that. One of the things I think is important to recognize is that technology is a key to your success. If you want to close more business, you need to leverage technology more effectively. And right now, most mortgage professionals aren't executing on the technology they have at the level that they should be. And technology is moving quickly. 6 months from now, there's going to be even more opportunity for you to maximize your success. Here at MortgageCoach, we're here to help you learn faster. So it's not just giving you the technology so that you can get to that level to where you're leveraging technology and you're maximizing your success. We are here to help you do that. So every single day of the week, there is live training here at MortgageCoach. Monday is for beginners. Tuesdays, I'm interviewing someone amazing. Wednesdays, all about mobile. Thursday is Q&A. We're answering all your questions. And then Fridays, we are doing Mortgage Coach Productivity Mastermind. Every single Friday, we are helping you take it to the next level. In addition to that, in our YouTube channel, we have hundreds of great interviews, hundreds of great best practice sessions. So if you are watching this and you're not on Mortgage Coach, sign up today. There'll be a link below for you to click and sign up. If you are on Mortgage Coach, but you're not delivering it to each and every family, sign up for one of our next trainings. Just go to our website, go to our calendar, sign up for the next training. I'll put a link to that below. Hopefully you got some ideas, you got some value, and hopefully you will start generating the most possible referrals from every real estate relationship you have. Anthony, any last thoughts before we wrap up today's call?
I just want to say that as much as me and Dave can be on this presentation and walk you through all the benefits, I think our community of loan professionals that have used Mortgage Coach for years, I think are a true testament to the value this can bring. And my final thoughts are, if you sign up for Mortgage Coach and become a member and start implementing this in your business, I can guarantee you it'll be one of the smartest decisions you've made from a technology implementation decision, and you'll see the results 10x as you start getting rolling with this. And I'm excited to hear success stories for anybody who's listening to this today. I'd love to hear them, and Mortgage Coach community would love to hear them. So welcome aboard.
All right. Well, hey, thanks for the time, everybody. And again, I saw a question. It's $90 a month. You can sign up today. And by the way, right now you are paying one loan a month for Mortgage Coach. So if you're closing 50 or less, Mortgage Coach is costing you one extra loan a month. And if you're closing 100 or more loans, Mortgage Coach is costing you 2 extra loans a month. Get signed up today, click below, and we look forward to your success stories. Have a great day, everybody.